Another former governor joining us now, then former governor at that, Christie Todd Whitman of the fine state of New Jersey. Now, she has been backing John Kasich. Last time you were here, Governor, the social media lit up when you were talking about how you would have a tough time supporting Donald Trump, even considering voting for Hillary Clinton. You still feel that way?
Oh, I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump. I
Really?
think he'd be bad for the country. I think there's no there there. I'm amazed at how the media has bought into the rhetoric that says that it's all over tonight. No, it's
Really?
not. He still won't have the number of delegates. Does it make it much tougher? Of course it does.
But Governor, you say that, and I'm sorry, no,
he won't have total the delegates.
I understand, but he'd be 184 away if he picked up all the delegates tonight. He would need about 42% of the remaining delegates. Right. He could do that.
He might. He might do that, and he might be over. I mean, that could happen.
Then what? Then what does Christie Todd Whitman say?
Probably do write-in. But I will not support him. There is no there. For the people who say, and listening to Governor Brewer, you know, he'll make the economy right, he'll bring jobs back to America. It's very easy to make promises, as you well know, in the middle of a campaign. So you've got to look at what's the record. The record is he's taken 4 businesses through bankruptcy so he could get his money out, let a lot of people out there hanging. He's had a failed airline. He's being sued on his university, which was a scam. He has been fined for hiring illegal immigrants. His daughter's clothing is all made overseas in China. He says he can't find Americans who will work at Mar-a-Lago, so he's importing in people from other countries. So the there isn't there.
But do you fear, for whatever reasons, and I understand where you're coming from, but do you fear that some of your colleagues in the party, your friends, are going to say, hey, we've all got to be team players here?
I put my country ahead of my party, and I think he would be bad. The world needs a strong, steady United States. Here's a man who says
he couldn't do that.
Because he's already told us that what he wants to do is keep everybody on edge, not knowing, even our allies, not knowing what we're going to do next. That's the kind of thing that spurs some of our worst enemies to taking unilateral action. So
you think you would produce a more dangerous world? But now, look at the business side of him, Governor. I was alluding to the markets at the outset and what happened in China. They're worried about a slowdown. Right. And so who better to deal with a dicey business environment than an established businessman? You say what? Well,
I say it's an established businessman with a record of failure. I mean, he's very good at selling his name, franchising his name. He's been a brilliant salesperson. I absolutely give him that. And he has spoken to some of the deepest concerns and fears in this country. But I don't see how he can bring the country together when his rhetoric to date has been one of belittling people.
But what if he brought one of your successors, the president and governor, Christie, on the ticket with him?
I don't think that would bring him the Northeast. I doubt he would do that because he'd want a broader spectrum. So he'd want somebody. What about it?
I like your feisty attitude tonight. But no, what about it? I didn't know what to do when you bully back at me. No, you don't be kidding. That Christie would, he is a Republican from your fine state. You had a lot to do with making his career. That might make a difference for Christie Todd Whitman. That might.
I always vote for the presidential candidate, not for the vice presidential candidate, although it's good to know that you'd have somebody who is at least competent there, which we've seen in the
Governor
past.
Christie's approval ratings are an all-time low now.
I know that.
So it wouldn't be a wise pick.
I don't think it would be the right one. And besides, you've got your Bridgegate trial coming up in September, and while there's nothing that says that Chris Christie had any direct relationship to that or oversight of that, it's still going to be messy and be in the press.
What kind of reaction do you get when you say this sort of stuff? You're your own woman. I admire that. But I know the kind of stuff I was reading when you were
it depends. It depends on whether you're someone who is looking at a little broader. If you're a Trump supporter, you hate me. There's no question about that.
But what about Republicans that get in line, get in line, get in line?
No, they don't bother with that. They kind of know that I've staked out my position, and I'm not about to change that.
Governor, thank you very, very much.